Have you ever caught your reflection in a Zoom window during a meeting and spent the next 20 minutes analyzing your hair or that one blemish instead of listening to the presentation? Or maybe you've said yes to a favor you hated just because the thought of that person being slightly annoyed with you felt like physical pain? We live in a world where we are constantly watching ourselves and constantly adjusting ourselves to be likable. But what if I told you that this people-pleasing habit isn't actually about being nice? What if it's a survival strategy that's actually manipulation? Today, I'm sitting down with Michael, someone who has spent years pivoting through different careers and overcoming the trap of external validation to become a voice of radical honesty. We're going deep on why we hate our reflections, why we lie to stay liked, and how to finally stop waiting for an idealized version of yourself to show up before you start living. Michael, I want to start with something you said that stopped me in my tracks. You mentioned that we aren't actually designed to see ourselves as much as we do now.
It's wild, Michelle. Think about it. Historically, humans didn't have high-definition mirrors or front-facing cameras. If you saw yourself, it was a blurry reflection in a river. We are neurologically wired to look outward to connect with others, to size up their energy. But now, because of Zoom and selfies, we've turned that judgment lens inward. We're watching ourselves perform in real time.
And that creates this exhausting split, doesn't it? There's the real me sitting here, and then there's the idealized me I feel I have to maintain for everyone else. It feels like we're living in a state of constant self-correction.
Exactly. And when you're constantly self-correcting, you're not living, you're performing. I remember feeling that death sentence energy every morning back when I was working jobs I hated, doing the bare minimum because I was so disconnected from my actual self and so focused on just surviving the expectations of the room.
Let's get uncomfortable for a second. You call people-pleasing a form of manipulation. That's a heavy word. Most people who please others think they are being pushovers or too kind. Why use such a sharp term?
Because we need to snap out of the soft label. When you stay silent about your boundaries or say yes when you mean no, you're trying to control how that person perceives you. You're manipulating the situation so they continue to like you. There's nothing weak about it. It's a calculated strategy to avoid the pain of being misunderstood.
That's a tough pill to swallow. It shifts the narrative from I'm a victim of my own kindness to I am actively being dishonest to manage other people's emotions.
It is, but that realization is empowering. If it's a strategy you learned, it's a strategy you can unlearn.
But Michael, what about the tension? If I stop manipulating and start saying no, people will get upset. My boss might be disappointed. My mom might be hurt. Isn't that risk real?
It's 100% real. But here's the trade-off. You can win the outside world and lose your inside world. Or you can risk a little disappointment outside to finally feel at peace inside. You're currently stomping on your own head to keep other people happy. Is that working for you?
It's clearly not. It's exhausting. And it's why so many of us feel stuck. We're waiting to be perfect or well-liked before we take the leap into that side hustle or that new relationship. You talk about the pause. How do we actually start breaking this cycle of self-criticism and manipulation without feeling like we're blowing up our entire lives?
You start with the body. It sounds simple, but it's deep. Most of us ignore our basic needs, thirsts, hunger, needing to go to the bathroom, because we don't want to interrupt a meeting or make a wave.
So if I can't even give myself permission to go to the bathroom because I'm worried about what the room thinks, I'm definitely not going to be able to set a big boundary like I'm not coming home for the holidays.
Spot on. The reframe is this. Self-criticism is a cultural habit, not a character flaw. You weren't born hating yourself, you were taught to. To unlearn it, you have to start talking to yourself like a friend. Use your name. Say, Michael, you're doing the best you can. Using your name snaps you out of that toxic internal loop.
I love that. It's about moving from what do they think of me to what does my body need right now. It aligns the mind and the body again.
I want to give the listeners something they can do today. Not a journal for an hour thing, but something that creates immediate momentum.
Okay, here is your body first boundary. For the next 24 hours, I want you to treat your physical needs as non-negotiable. If you're thirsty, get up and get water immediately, even if you're in the middle of an email. If you need to use the restroom, excuse yourself from the meeting or the conversation. If you are hungry, eat.
Why this? Because you are practicing the pause. You are choosing your own physical reality over the perceived judgment of the people around you. It's the smallest, most honest way to stop manipulating the world to like you and start respecting yourself. Today's conversation really hit home for me. We often think our inner critic is a sign that we need to work harder. But as Michael shared, it's often just a sign that we've spent too much time looking in the cultural mirror and not enough time listening to our own internal compass. Remember, people-pleasing is manipulation. Stop calling it kindness and start calling it what it is so you can change it. You weren't born with an inner critic. It was a learned voice, and voices can be changed. Use your name. When the spiral starts, address yourself like a friend. Don't wait until you're idealized to start living. Go to the gym with the extra weight. Start the passion project with the messy first draft. The world doesn't need a perfect performance. It needs you to stop holding your breath. One decision today, one small yes to your own needs. That's how you start. We'll talk soon.